Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Whether you are new here or part of the family, I'm so glad you are here. If you are new, hit that subscribe button and join us on this incredible journey. And to all my returning subscribers, welcome back. Your support means a lot to me. Here, we share inspiring content, faith-filled message, motivational videos, customized based on your theme, and every video is made with you in mind. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's dive into something powerful together. Let's grow, learn, and stay encouraged, one video at a time. Stay tuned. Start where you are. Use what you have. Many of us believe we need more to begin walking in our calling. More money, more strength, more connection, or even more faith. But the Bible reminds us that God never waits for us to have it all together. He calls us to start where we are and use what we have, trusting Him to do the rest. In Exodus 4 verse 2, when God called Moses to deliver Israel, Moses doubted himself, so God asked him, "What is that in your hand?" Moses replied, "It was a staff." That simple staff, when surrendered to God, became an instrument of miracles. The lesson is clear. God doesn't need what you don't have. He will use what you have. You may feel like you are not ready. You may think you are too broken, too inexperienced, too late. But God specializes in using the unlikely. David was a shepherd boy when he defeated Goliath with just a sling and a stone in 1 Samuel chapter 17. The widow in 2 Kings chapter 4 had nothing but a small jar of oil, and God used it to perform a miracle of provision. The boy who had 5 loaves and 2 fish, what seemed insignificant, was used by Jesus to feed thousands of people. In John chapter 6 verse 9 to 13. Moses was an exile, a shepherd, and a man with a speech problem when God called him to lead Israel out of Egypt. Feeling inadequate, Moses questioned how God could use him, but God asked a simple question: "What is in your hands?" Moses replied, "A staff." That ordinary stick became a tool of miracles, turning into a snake, parting the Red Sea, and striking a rock to bring forth water. Moses started where he was, in the wilderness, with only a staff, but God used it mightily. This is a lesson. You don't need to wait for better condition. Use what you already have in your hands. God will empower it. A poor widow approached the prophet of God, Prophet Elisha, fearing that her sons will be taken as slaves to pay off debt. Elisha asked her what she had at home. All she had was a small jar of oil. God used that little jar to perform a miracle. As she poured the oil into borrowed jars, it kept flowing until every vessel was filled. She sold the oil and paid her debts. Even when you feel like you have nothing, God can work through your little. Your miracle may already be in your house. Use what you have. David said to Saul, "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine. Your servant will go and fight him." In 1 Samuel 17 verse 32. David was a young shepherd, not a warrior. When he faced Goliath, he didn't wear armor or carry a sword. Instead, He used what he knew, a sling and 5 smooth stones. The simple weapon, used with faith and boldness, brought down a giant. David started with his shepherd experience and tools, and God gave him victory. You may not have what the world calls enough, but with faith in God, your unique gifts and tools are more than sufficient to conquer giants. All these stories have one thing in common. God didn't ask for what they didn't have. He asked for what was already in their hand. Whether it's a staff, a jar of oil, or a sling and a stone, when surrendered to God, it becomes more powerful. This was a summary of these stories. Start where you are, because that's where God's meet you. He met Gideon hiding in fear, Judges chapter 6. He met Elijah in a cave, 1 Kings 19. And he met Paul on a road where he was still Saul, Acts 9. Your current condition is not a barrier to God. It's the very place He wants to begin His work. Use what you have, because what's in your hand, when yielded to God, becomes powerful. The little you think is not enough becomes more than enough in His hands. 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 9 reminds us, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Don't wait until everything is perfect. God is not looking for perfection. He is looking for obedience. Zechariah chapter 4 verse 10 says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." What you see as small, God sees as a seed. Your testimony, your voice, your time, your prayer life, these are tools in God's hand. Use them. Start serving now. Start praying now. Start teaching, speaking, helping, loving now. God equip you. God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the call, and He has called you. So today, stop waiting for a better moment. Better moment. That moment is now. Trust Him. Move in faith and watch how He multiplies what you offer. Start where you are. Use what you have. Trust who He is. And in Jesus' name, you will be sufficient. He multiplies everything. In this life, you will have to start with what you have. Eliud Kipchoge did not come from a well or privileged family. He was raised in rural Nandi County. He started where he was, running to school, training on dirt roads. He used what he had: discipline, endurance, and an unbreakable mindset. Today, he is the first human to run a marathon in under 2 hours and a global symbol of greatness. Look at Njugush, the most person I admire most. From broke to a big star. Njugush started as a struggling comedian with no big names or connections. He began by creating low-budget skits on YouTube with his wife. He used what he had: a camera phone, creativity, and humor. Now, he's one of Kenya's most successful content creators and a household name. Look at Eric Omondi. Eric Omondi grew up in Kisumu and later Nairobi, facing real challenges, including poverty and limited opportunities. He started exactly where he was, a young man with raw talent, no connection, and a dream to make people laugh. In his early days, he didn't have fancy cameras or studios. He used what he had: his humor, creativity, and a deep understanding of Kenyan culture. He got his big break on Churchill Show, where he stood out for his originality and energy. But he didn't stop there. He ventured into digital platforms, creating viral content that connected with youth across Africa. Even when criticized and mocked, he kept pushing, reinventing his style and staying relevant. In recent years, Eric has shifted from just entertainment to advocacy. He began vocal about youth unemployment, high cost of living, and government accountability. He organized public demonstrations. He spoke directly to leaders. He used his platform, influence, and boldness to fight for ordinary Kenyans. He didn't want to be a politician or a CEO. He used what he had: a voice, a platform, and courage. He used what he had. He started small. He stayed consistent. Even street joke can become a global brand. Reinvent yourself, from TV comedian to digital creator to activities. Use your influence for impact. Make people laugh, but also make them think. Use what you have. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video valuable, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Turn off the notification bell so you never miss a comment of inspiration. And as always, stay encouraged, stay faithful, and keep growing. Until next time, peace, love, and blessing. Bye bye.